Look at this corner. Is anything missing?
If you said pedestrians, you'd be right.
Because for the last 45 years, Portage and Main in downtown Winnipeg has been shut down to foot traffic.
Except that all changes in 2025.
When the city plans to tear down the barriers and open this intersection back up once and for all.
But will opening up this corner to pedestrians really help revitalize downtown? Let's find out.
First, a quick history lesson. In 1979, city planners thought that improved car access would revitalize downtown, so Portage and Main was closed. Barriers were put up, and a new underground mall was greenlit with a promise to keep the corner closed to pedestrians for the next 40 years.
Opening up this iconic intersection and bringing foot traffic back to street level at Portage and Main is a great move for Winnipeg.
Because it will be a big step towards creating a pedestrian-friendly downtown.
Creating a more pedestrian-friendly city has worked in other places, and it can work in Winnipeg too.
For starters, let's take a closer look at Toronto's Bloor Street. In 2016, more than 100 on-street parking spaces were removed and replaced with bike lanes. The result? More customers came into local businesses in the area, spending even more money than before. In Cleveland, Ohio, they reimagined their downtown as a walkable, transit-friendly city post 9/11. And over the next 10 years, their downtown population grew by more than 30%.
If it worked in Cleveland, it can work in Winnipeg.
This is the kind of growth and vitality our city should be chasing for our downtown core.
And there is hope for Winnipeg.
Earlier this year, City Council voted to reopen Portage and Main to pedestrians by July 1st of next year, and construction has already started at Portage and Main. Even with all the concern from the 2018 plebiscite, the costs and delays from maintaining the underground concourse were just too high. To quote Mayor Scott Gillingham, it was time to deal with the Portage and Main issue once and for all.
So Portage and Main will reopen by July 1st of 2025.
It will reconnect major downtown communities for the first time in 45 years. Meanwhile, Winnipeg Transit is planning to open a new hub here, which will bring even more people to the corner. But the fate of the underground concourse is still a big question mark. The city is currently getting estimates for closing the concourse in hopes of avoiding the high costs and delays. But closing the concourse would put the final nail in the coffin for the businesses down there. Businesses which would have benefited from the increase in foot traffic at Portage and Main. So while the mayor is looking to deal with the issue once and for all, it brings us right back to where we started in the 70s.
When we create a downtown where people want to spend time, they will come.
Opening up Portage and Main to pedestrians is a major first step in creating an inviting downtown for everyone.
And it brings us a little bit closer to making downtown the heart of our city once again.